Hello and welcome to this video on a refreshing summer drink that makes use of a common grain and fruit, a lemon barley cordial. This recipe is a refreshing summer drink and particularly nice on a hot day. It's in a similar nature to drinks like ginger beer, but unlike ginger beer, this is non-fermented. Although not alcoholic or carbonated, it is still refreshing, and especially a refreshing drink that helps with these long hot days. The basic recipe that we'll start with can be scaled up or down depending on how much you want to make and how long you can store it. Do note that storage is one important consideration. Unlike commercial products, it doesn't keep anywhere near as well, so you are better off making this in smaller batches but rather more frequently. The basic recipe will require about 500 grams of pearl barley. Now, pearl barley is slightly different to other varieties of barley, partly down to the flavour, but also that it's, in some respects, more sugar-rich but not as flavourful. And that's important here, as the barley is contributing some flavour, but also a lot of the sugars, and that's historically why it was used. You'll also need 3 litres of water, or thereabouts. You want to make this up to about 3 litres in the end. So the lemons you use, and somewhere up to 10 or as little as 6 depending on how big your lemons are, both the zest and juice, will somewhat dictate how much water you need to use. And finally, you'll need about 4 cups of sugar. Now, you can, to an extent, replace this sugar with something like honey if you want an entirely unrefined, let's say, or a more natural product, or you can choose instead to use similar sorts of products. The sugar is primarily there to act as a thickening agent, so that you can use it as a sort of cordial, or a syrup if you will. Additionally, optional additions include things that can help with long-term storage, such as citric acid and tartaric acid. About a tablespoon of either one will work. Generally speaking, you only need one or the other, not both. Your first step is fairly simple. Take your pearl barley and all of your water and put it into a large pan. You want to begin heating this. Now, while it begins to heat up, take your lemon and zest it, and taking away the coloured skin on the outside, the yellow part. You also then want to juice the remaining lemon. Now, doing it this way is easier because the zested lemon is rather hard to juice. You add this to your pan and bring it to a boil, and you let it sit at that simmering temperature for about half an hour. Anywhere between 30 minutes and 45 minutes is good. Now that you've finally got a concentrate, you then proceed to take the contents and pass it through a sieve or some sort of strainer. You want to try and keep as much of the solids out of the final product as possible, as they'll be a catalyst or a nucleus for things to start growing if you're unlucky. Now that you've separated the solids and the liquid, add the liquid part back into your pan, and then you add anything else you want to add. In this case, it's simply going to be sugar. Now you keep heating it and stirring it and adding sugar until it's completely dissolved. Once you've dissolved everything, you should have a much thicker product. Now let it cool down slightly on the stovetop, and once it cools down a little bit, you can start pouring it into bottles. Now, what we strongly suggest is, other than cleaning and sterilizing your bottles, you wash them with hot water right before you pour the cordial in. And this will drastically reduce the amount of heat shock that the bottles will experience. Depending on how many bottles you have or what size you have, you will get somewhere between 2 and 3 litres of this cordial concentrate. This means you'll need to allow for somewhere between 2 and 3 litres in your bottles that you have. This is for storage reasons, and storage is fairly straightforward. Again, at least in the short term. You can, if you want, keep it in a dark, cool place, such as a cellar, a well-protected cabinet, or similar. Just ensure that everything is clean and sealed. Just know that it will not keep for anywhere near the same amount of time as commercial equivalents. It lacks many of these same stabilizing agents. In fact, a ironically good example is vitamin C, or ascorbic acid, something that fresh lemons are rich in, but this, because you have boiled it and proceeded to heat it in various ways, isn't anywhere near as present. There'll be some vitamin C, but not as much. One thing you can do, instead of keeping it in a cupboard, if you want to extend the shelf life a little bit longer, is keep it in a fridge and not the pantry. The cold environment of the fridge is going to lend itself to helping you somewhat in keeping it for longer. Serving this is rather straightforward. You treat it as you would any other cordial, concentrate or syrup. You just add a certain amount to your cup as per your tastes and mix it with water. Now, because this isn't carbonated, you can make a carbonated beverage instead, and this is done by using soda water, tonic water or similar, something that's going to bubble. The type of cordials that we're talking about so far in this video can be traced back all the way to the mid-18th century or 1750s. There's a history where the development of concentrates like this was an attempt to provide at least some sort of equivalent of fresh product for vitamin C. This would prevent scurvy in the case of the Navy. The problem is that, well, the British Navy particularly didn't have a ready access to things like limes, so they had to find an alternative, and their alternative was lemons. But the lemons didn't really keep very well on board a ship for very long. So their solution was, well, more or less what you've learnt here so far. Take your lemons and turn them into a cordial, syrup or concentrate, and then provide that to the sailors. The problem with it is that, as mentioned, the vitamin C amount in this goes down, and even more so in the case of canned lemon juice, because the canning process, the heating of it, destroys the vitamin C or the ascorbic acid. Now, the methods that they used in the 18th century were far more crude and therefore far less vitamin C was left over. But it was a time when even a little bit was better than nothing, given the otherwise paucity of vitamin C in the diet. If you wanted to spruik or boost the impact of this, you can add things like mint or grated ginger. In other cases, you can add other citrus flavors just to give it that little bit more interest. Or you can, in some cases, completely replace the lemon and instead add orange, and create something more akin to an orange cordial drink. It's got the same sort of effect, but it's obviously not quite as bitey, let's say. If you really want to get adventurous, and this is something that might be seen as some sort of heresy, adding a little bit of it to a cup of tea can also be done. However, if you do this in front of a British person, they'll let the Queen know, and you'll be sent for high treason. This takes a fairly simple ingredient, barley and lemons, and historically something reasonably available, and turns them into syrup, cordial or concentrate, and it becomes a light refreshing drink that is better for you than most commercial products of a similar nature. It is arguably far less sugary, but it's also full of flavour, and a small amount of vitamins, which means that you're not really doing anything that could be considered naughty, let's say, if you're trying to mind your dietary behaviours, and it does taste nice. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it interesting, consider liking, sharing and subscribing. Please do post any comments, questions or suggestions you have below.